a first-time voter, and my pursuit for information before I cast my very first vote has taken me across India. I have gone to the 6 major political hubs in the country: Mumbai, Lucknow, Jaipur, Kolkata, Chennai, and now here I am opposite the Red Fort in New Delhi. This is Chandni Chowk, the original Delhi. Now here's what I already know. Delhi has 7 constituencies in all, so 7 MPs, 7 seats in the Lok Sabha. Fortunes here in the last 10 years have swung from one extreme to the other, from a complete BJP sweep in 1999 to a complete Congress sweep in 2004. South Delhi, in fact, has the distinction of being the constituency where the current Prime Minister contested and lost to the BJP candidate Vijay Malhotra. It has a few other records to its name as well. Chandni Chowk, which is where I'm standing right now, is the smallest constituency in India. Delhi also has the largest constituency by population. That's Outer Delhi. The candidate that won the lowest number of votes in the last election, that's only 45, was an independent who also stood from Chandni Chowk. Delhi is the political nerve center of India. It is also our last recourse to justice, with the Supreme Court being here. The first person I'm going to meet is a lawyer who has ample exposure in both departments, politics and law, and he will be arguing his case to me.
Hi, my name is Vikramjit Banerjee. I'm an advocate at the Supreme Court of India, and I'm going to try to convince Aisha as to why to vote for the BJP.
So you want me to vote for the BJP?
Of course.
Why?
Because I think BJP is the only party which has got an idea about what to do with the infrastructure in India. It is also the only party which has an idea as to how to develop India's economic policy in a concrete manner. And third is because BJP is talking about bringing back lots of black money, which has been stashed abroad to India, and investing them in Indian villages for, I think 4 crores per village would be the exact amount which, if we bring back all the black money, we could dedicate 4 crores to every village.
So do you think that the Congress is the closest contender to the BJP?
Yes, of course.
So in making your decision, you would have considered Congress and how it's different?
Yeah,
in,
Congress,
say,
yes.
Infrastructure, how is BJP different from what the Congress
Because
is saying?
the BJP has managed to come out with a very concrete infrastructure manifesto, which is available on the BJP website, which if you check out, it gives it out in great detail as to what it plans to do with its social infrastructure, economic infrastructure. So it talks about in detail what it wants to do with rural investment and how it wants to build rural infrastructure as well. So in that way, it's extremely concrete and it's precise, and it can be checked out very easily.
And you think it's dramatically different from what the Congress is saying? This idea, the BJP slogan, which is Mazboot Neta Nirnayak Sarkar. In the past, where have they done anything which is so, strong and decisive, as an example?
I think the biggest example, which we've all seen, is the Golden Quadrilateral. It's connected all parts of India, and everybody, whoever you ask, the Golden Quadrilateral has just brought India together.
On a geographical level, but at many levels, BJP hasn't been able to shed its communal image, which is more of a divide India.
I think communal image is largely a portrayal of the media and a portrayal of its opponents.
What would you say to Varun Gandhi, for instance?
First of all, I know it's controversial, but I guess he's very clearly denied that he's made the statements.
You believe it? It's a very political thing to say, he's denied and what's been said, but do you believe it?
No, but I think that what you're doing is you're lynching him by the media. It's a media trial. You're lynching him before he's already proved. And I'm a lawyer, so I know.
Oh, okay. Oh, so it's innocent until proven guilty.
Yeah, of course.